$200 in one match. Good to have you back. Our challenger, this is Jan Saichi. Hi, Jan. Nice to meet you. And won't you remind us about yourself?
Okay, my name is Jan Saichi, and I live in Rosemead, California, where my husband is the mayor. And as I told you, I was Miss Rosemead when I was 16, and so everyone, it's sort of the Cinderella story. I grew up and married.
Right. Now, you were telling me a story, though. Rosemead is very near Pasadena. And what, Rosemead Street, go ahead. You can share.
Well, now, I don't know if this is a real tradition or if this is our personal feelings, but Rosemead Boulevard, which was there long time ago, runs right through Pasadena, and so we sort of feel that we had the roses first.
Oh, and they named it after Rosemead, the Tournament of Roses.
Actually, it's the Tournament of Rosemead. We just don't want to make a big deal out of it.
Jan, you lead 1-0, and you cut the cards beforehand. Cards feel good to both of you?
Yeah, great.
All righty, then let's get to them. Good luck. Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. Players cut the cards before we go in the air, and as you can see, Julie plays the upper cards, the red cards. Jan, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. We play the best 2 out of 3. Jan won the first game in the match, and right now, Julie needs this game to stay in it. So, Julie, as we left off, the question goes to you. We asked 100 men, if you were stranded on a desert island, would you rather have as your only companion your best friend or his wife?
Oh, dear.
How many men said they would rather have their best friend as their only companion?
I don't think that they would admit that they wanted their best friend's wife, is what the problem is. But I would say 30 of them would.
So you say that 70 of them is what you're saying would rather be with the best friend? Question is, how many would rather be with their best friend?
70.
So 70.
Right.
All right, she says 70. Jan, higher or lower?
Well, you have to come back home sometime. I'm going to take a chance, though, and say that it's lower.
You say lower. The actual number of men who, if they were stranded on a desert island, would want to be with their best friend rather than his wife is 72, not lower. Julie. Julie, you need this game. As we left off, you have a 7 as your base card. Whenever you win the question, you have the right to change it. Do you want to play that?
I would like to change it, please.
Here's the next card off the top of your deck. It is a queen.
Oh, excellent.
Better card.
Good card. The next one is lower.
Lower than a queen? Yes, with a 5. Remember, you can freeze at any time.
I'm going to go on and say the next card is higher.
Higher than a 5? It is a jack.
I need this game. The next one is going to be lower.
You're going to risk those 2 in this one, lower than a jack. And it's good with a 2.
The next one is higher than a 2.
If this is higher, we've got a tie match. Yes, 3, she did it. And we are tied. Let's set up for the tiebreaker. Very nicely and quickly done. So, Julie with 1 game and $100. Jan with 1 game and $100. We'll slide over the bar and set up with just 3 cards up there and 3 questions here. Question goes to you, Jan, as we set up for the tiebreaker. We asked 100 men who are freshmen in college. Have you ever asked your father for advice about sex? How many college men said they had asked their father for advice about sex?
Well, they're learning so much in school nowadays. It may be lower than it used to be. I'm going to say 35.
35. Got advice from Daddy, Julie?
I would think that fathers and egos and macho and everything, I think that fathers would discuss it with their sons, so I'm going to say it's higher than that.
Higher. Yeah. The actual number of freshman men who had asked their father for advice about sex is 14. It's not higher. Jan, you've got that all-important control. And with just 3 cards up here, you start with a 6. Do you want
I'd like to change it, please.
See if we can improve the 6. Oh, no. No improvement with a 7, but you've got to play it.
I'm going to say it's higher.
Higher than a 7? No, it's a 3. It's not higher. There's a break for the champion as Julie will play a 4.
Higher than a 4.
Higher than a 4? No, it's another 4. It's not higher. Janice fills in the spaces. Question 2 to you, Julie. We asked 100 farmers in Iowa. Was your father also a farmer? How many farmers said yes?
I believe that a lot of the farmers in the West were sons and daughters of farmer. I would say 60.
60 of them. Their fathers were also farmers, Jan.
I'm going to say it's a little bit higher.
Even higher than that. Keeping it in the family, huh? The actual number of farmers whose fathers were also farmers is 95. Jan, very much in the family.
May I change that 7, please?
I didn't even get over here before she wanted to change that 7 to a 10. Better card.
Okay, I'll go lower.
Lower than a 10. Oh, no, another 10. Again, that double, and again, a break for Julie to play off the 4 and call this.
Higher than a 4.
Higher than a 4. It is a 6. That's higher.
I'm going to have to say higher than the 6.
You're going to go for it. If this is higher, you retain the championship for the win. Yes! 7. Julie did it. Oh, tough match. Congratulations. Tough match. Jan, thank you. You played very well. You got $100 in cash and some parting gifts. Thank you, Jan. Jan Saichi. Thank you, Jan. Come on down, Julie. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Julie will go for the money cards where she can win thousands right after this commercial break, so don't go away. Julie, with our audience, that's coming. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Come on, Julie. Now you won $200 in the game. Yours to keep. Brand new deck of cards, all shuffled and cut. And now we're going to give you new money to play with. This time you're going to bet that money. Starting on the bottom line, $200 and these 3 cards. Bet them as you will. When you move to the second level, $200 more of betting money. Your minimum bets are $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet. There you must bet at least half the dollars. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Good luck. As in the game, we start you with a choice of 2 base cards here on the bottom line. When you move up to the second level, again, you can change your base card. When you move up to the big bet, again, you can change. We're going to give you every opportunity to make a lot of money. Here's your first base card. It is a big ace.
I will take it.
Oh, that's a great start.
Excellent. I will bet $200. The next card is lower.
$200.
200.
Lower than an ace. Yes, with a 4. Very much lower.
Another good card. I'll bet $400 that the next card is higher.
Again, all of it, $400. Higher than a 4. Yes, with an ace. Super.
Wow. I will bet $800 that the next card is lower.
The whole thing again, $800. Lower than an ace. Oh, yes, with a jack. $1,600 with a jack. Julie, we move it up and add the other 200. You've got $1,800, Julie, with a jack. Do you want to play that jack or change it?
I'm going to play the jack, and I'm going to bet $1,000. $1,000 that it's lower.
$1,000 lower than a jack. We got the fingers crossed for you. No, a king. Oh. All right, still 3 cards to go, and you still have $800, Julie.
I will bet all of it. $800 that the next card is lower.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get back up there. $800 bet lower than a king. Yes, that's a jack we want to see. $1,600 with a jack, Julie.
I will bet $600 that the next card is lower.
$600 lower than a jack. Yes, with an 8. And a great comeback as we move the 8 up. Do you want to play that 8 on the big bet?
No, I would like to change the 8.
And here's that nice change. I hope it works out well for you. Yeah, okay, a little better with a 7. Julie, you must bet at least $1,100. You've got $2,200. What's your big bet?
I will bet $1,100 that it's lower than a 7.
You're going to go against the odds?
Against the odds.
A lot of face cards showing. I hope you're right. $1,100 bet lower than a 7? No, the odds were the other way. But you still finish with $1,100, Julie, and that's not bad at all.
No.
Come on down here. Made a strong comeback there, and so far now you've got $3,500, Julie.
Right.
And a new challenger right after we take time out for this. Now as we set up 2 brand new decks of cards and meet our next challenger on Card Sharks. Joe McGuire. Good to have you here, Joe. And won't you tell us about yourself, sir?
Well, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and I've been out here since April. And I'm an Army recruiter in Torrance, California now. And I was wondering what you're doing for the next 3 years.
Oh, I hope I'm here. That's
Well, just in case you're not, we always got a good job for you.
Always looking. Okay.
Always looking.
Joe, how do you feel? You cut the cards. How do they feel to you?
Felt good.
Felt
warm.
good.
Nice and ready to go.
Okay, then let's do it then. Joe, you'll play the lower cards, the blue cards. Julie, play upper cards, the red cards, and we start with a question to Julie. We asked 100 bachelors, Would you continue dating a woman who resisted your advances after 3 consecutive dates? How many bachelors said they would? They'd drop them.
How many bachelors said?
That they would, oh, excuse me, they would continue. Would you continue dating if a woman who resisted your advances after 3 consecutive dates? How many bachelors said yes, they would continue dating? I beg your pardon, Julie.
Well, I think that sounds like kind of a challenge to a bachelor. I don't know how much of a challenge. I would say 40.
40 would continue dating, Joe. Higher or lower?
I'd say it's higher because the people today are more of an intelligent relationship than physical.
Ah, good. You got a girl watching there, Joe, or something?
Got a wife out there, I hope.
Ah, good. I was just going to say, you're recruiting already here, Joe. That's good.
Right.
The actual number of bachelors who would continue dating a woman who resisted their advances after 3 consecutive dates is 80. Very much higher, Joe. Yes. Good judge of human nature on that one, Joe. And you start with a king.
All right. Next one's got to be lower.
Lower than a king? Yes, with a 9.
Well, let's just continue right on. They felt good. Let's go lower again.
Always going to risk it. Lower than a 9. And he's right with an 8.
I'll freeze there, Jim.
Now we're free. And Joe's at the halfway point. And the question to you, Joe. We asked 100 women. If you could change places with a member of the Carter family for a day, would you rather be Jimmy or Rosalind? How many women said they would rather be Rosalind?
I'd say about 50.
50.
Due to the fact that a lot of women don't want to be president, and there's some that do.
All right, so right up the middle he goes, Julie.
Boy, that's hard because it's right up the middle. I would say it's going to be just a little bit higher.
Higher.
Yes.
The actual number of women who would rather be Rosalind Carter than Jimmy Carter for a day is 65. It's higher, Julie. And I give Julie a look at her base card. A king also.
Okay, good card. I will say the next card is lower.
Lower than a king? Yes, with a 6.
I'm going to go one more time and say the next card is higher.
Higher than a 6? She's right with a 7.
I'm going to freeze.
We've got a tie. Each player needs 2 cards to win the first game of the match. Julie, we asked 100 women. When using the bathroom at a friend's house, have you ever peeked behind the shower curtain to see if the tub was clean? How many women admitted they had peeked?
I have never done that to see if it was clean.
Right, you're recruiting with your friends now, Julie. Okay.
But I think curiosity in some women, yes, I would say about 45 of them.
45 have peeked to see the bathtub. What do you think, Joe?
I'll have to disagree with her on that. Women are very curious, and I'd say a lot more than 45.
Even higher than that. The actual number of women who have peeked behind a friend's shower curtain to see if the tub was clean is 31, not higher. Julie, yeah, you got that one. Julie, you want that 7?
No, I would like to change it.
Next card off the top of the deck is a 2, a great change.
The next card is higher.
Higher than a 2? Oh, yes, with a 7. Now. Very tempting. What are you going to do?
I'm going to go with that and say that the next card is higher.
Gonna go for it. Higher than a 7 for the first game of the match? No, it's a 2. It looked like you had second thoughts about that, Julie. So, Joe, you get a chance to play off the 8 and call this.
I'd say the next card's lower, Jim.
Lower than an 8? No, an ace. Could not advance. We'll fill in the spaces. Each player needs 2 cards, and we are at sudden death. Someone has to win on this play of the cards. Joe, we asked 100 married men. Very simply, is your wife ticklish? How many men said their wife was ticklish?
Well, knowing my wife, she's very ticklish, and a lot of women are ticklish around their knees and everything. So I'll say about 90.
90 said they are ticklish, Julie.
I don't know. Depending on different places for different women, I don't know anybody that isn't ticklish, so I'm going to say higher.
Even higher than that?
Even higher.
The actual number of married men who said their wife is ticklish is 82. It's not higher, Joe.
I'd like to change that.
Joe, now listen carefully. It's sudden death. Now you can try to change. You can change that and try to turn these 2 cards over. But also, Julie needs 2 cards. You need 2. She needs 2. Do you want to play it or pass it, Joe?
I'm going to play it because she's going to play off that 2, and that's a low card. So let's change that 8.
All right. Doesn't want Julie to play off the 2, so he's going to change the 8 to a queen. Good change.
Good card. Next one's lower.
Lower than a queen. Oh, no, it's an ace. It's not lower. And that means Julie wins the first game of the match. Wow. No. Julie has the first game of the match. Joe's got to make a comeback. We'll take time out for this and be right back. Cave, the champion, is the first game of the match. Joe, our challenger, is still saying, no, you can't. You cannot be higher than a queen. I refuse. Here come the next cards for the second game. Question to you, Julie. We asked 100 men whose wives are full-time housewives. When you come home from work at night, is your wife more likely to smell of cologne or Clorox? How many men said their wife is more likely to smell of Clorox?
Well, personally, I think that being a housewife is probably the hardest occupation in the world. And I think particularly women that have children, I would say 40 women would smell like Clorox.
40 women are going to smell like Clorox rather than cologne when the husband comes home, Joe.
Well, I know that my wife works, and when I come home, she doesn't smell like perfume, so I'm going to have to say the number's higher.
You say higher than that. The actual number of married men who said their wives are more likely to smell of Clorox than cologne is 17. Wow, not higher at all. Julie. Your base card, Julie, is a 3.
Good. That's a good card, and the next card is higher.
Higher than a 3? Yes, a 6.
I'm going to go one more time and say the next card is higher.
Higher than a 6. And it is a 7.
I'm going to freeze.
She'll freeze right there. It keeps Joe away from the cards. And now the question to you, Joe. We asked 100 married men. If we handcuffed you and your wife together for 24 hours, do you think you could go the entire time without having an argument? How many men said they could go 24 hours without an argument?
Well, I know she's listening, so I'm going to have to say 10 at the most. Because, I mean, being chained to someone for 24 hours is a long time.
That's a long time. 10 could go without an argument for 24 hours, Julie.
Oh, no, I think it's higher than that. Definitely higher than that.
The actual number of married men who, if they were handcuffed to their wife for 24 hours, could go the entire time without having an argument is 57. It's higher, Julie. Do you want that 7, Julie?
No, I'd like to change it, please.
And it becomes a
Oh,
queen.
good
Good change.
card, good card. The next card's lower.
Lower than a queen. Yes, for the 4.
The next card's higher.
Gonna go for it. If this is higher, Julie retains the championship for the win. Yes, for the 5, and Julie did it. Wow. Congratulations, Julie. Good match. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had fun. That's a nice thing. Thank you very much. Joe McGuire. Come on down here, Julie. Way to go.
Thank you.
You're here again.
Yes, I am. Oh, dear.
And Julie will play the money cards right after we take time out for this commercial message. Have to wait before you get to the money cards, okay?
Okay.
We'll play the money cards when next we meet on Card Sharks. Bye-bye.